Hi Aries, welcome to your super blue moon blood lunar eclipse. That's a mouthful. In Leo at 11 degrees of Leo and the subsequent weeks. So this is going to be from January 31st until February 7th. And for you, this very exciting, I guess you would say, in the astrological world, event is taking place in your fifth house of romance, creativity, and your business. If you have your own business, the fifth house. So this can be some kind of culmination or crescendo that you have been working on something. If it's a love relationship, it could be this taking it to the next level. For some people, because the lunar eclipses are actually very powerful full moons, there can be revelations that are had, and that can sometimes lead to an abrupt ending. Don't get hung up on the date of the 31st of January, however. That's just when it's happening. But the several months afterwards, you can see those aftershocks that are the actual events taking place. And this is especially true if there are any direct hits on planets in the fifth house. So you would need to look at your chart to see that, and this is just a general reading, but it can be a very romantic time. It might be very intense because these eclipses tend to be very unsettling influences, bringing a lot of change. So just be aware of that for the 31st. And what I'm going to be doing is picking a Rider-Waite Tarot card for that eclipse day, and also a Keeper's Little Light Oracle card for the eclipse as well, and then just doing a very simple 3-card tarot spread with my Morgan Greer deck for the upcoming week. So I've been shuffling my Rider-Waite deck. Gosh, it's so funny. I got this card for another sign, so that's interesting. And let me shuffle my Keeper's Little Light. Let's see which one I get for this. Okay. Oops, I was doing the other deck. Okay. So let's look at the day of the eclipse and what it may represent. The King of Wands. This can be fire sign energy, especially someone who is a mature fire sign, Aries, like you, Leo, Sagittarius. I sometimes think of Leos because of royalty, but any fire sign, it's a leadership, very masculine type of an energy. Could be a very dynamic man who is in your life for some reason, unless this is an aspect of you. If it is an aspect of you, Aries, there's a sense of strength here where you are assuming your power. You're not demanding it. You know, that's the difference. When people feel their personal power, there's not a need to try to control others, you know. And so something may be making you feel very successful and empowered, or this could be your father, somebody who you look up to. a boss even, who is kind of a mentor to you. But this person isn't just like the typical boss. This is almost like a life coach type of a person who is extremely positive. And when I say dynamic, what I'm saying is that there's this sense of purpose within them and positivity, and it's kind of infectious. And so in addition to that, I picked from the Keepers of the Light, we got Gaia, Earth connection. Be mindful of the planet. Come back to Earth. Stay grounded. Okay, I'll read what it says. Gaia is Mother Earth. She is the keeper of the light who holds the planet in her hands and heart. Her kiss is on every animal's forehead. She is the life that moves through the plants, the sweetness within the honey, and the force that encourages the bees to fly. She loves, protects, and guides all beings. She asks us to love them too. How can we help them? How can we help the planet? You're blessed to receive this Great Mother card today because it shows that the earth itself, through the image of Gaia, is protecting your path. You are a strong, focused, and loving individual. Stay grounded and do not allow your imagination, ego, or fears to run away with you. Ensure your choices are for the highest good. Gaia is also bringing her motherly love to you and encircling you in a cocoon of peace. If you have had troubles with a mother in your life or are feeling disconnected from or grieving your own mother, Gaia helps revitalize that connection and will bring healing where it is possible. If you are a mother and are worrying about these duties, know that Gaia is thanking you for your hard work and commitment. The earth is blessed to have you. I would also add connection with nature. If you live in the Northern Hemisphere and it's winter, you may be thinking, yeah, right. But the more that you can see yourself as connected to nature 12 months a year and really look at taking a walk in the woods or going by a body of water as being in a temple or being in a sanctuary is, I think it's very important, because whether or not you are naturally, you feel an affinity for nature or not, it can really bring a lot of peace, almost like instantaneously. And Aries is a very active type of a sign. It's extremely, action oriented, and you may kind of be not necessarily tuned into these kind of things because it requires a lot of contemplation, and like when you sit by the lake, you're not doing anything, but sometimes that's the greatest thing you can do for yourself. So just wanted to get that earth part of you going. And some of you may have Taurus energy, and it really enhances appreciation for nature naturally. Okay, so looking at the week ahead, let's look at the past position here. We have the Five of Wands. So something, this is a card that I associate with Aries, not sure. This is fire energy. The other fire signs are Leo and Sagittarius. You may be duking it out with someone or some people, it looks like. This is a card of competition. So, oh my gosh, it's funny? I didn't think about this. You got the King of Wands twice, because that's what's so cool when you use a different deck, is that you have that possibility of getting the same card twice. So definitely something going on with either somebody who is your superior at work, your boss, and perhaps you feel like it's a dog-eat-dog situation, and but this may be, you may be the one in control. and there are people vying for your favor. Maybe they're competing so that you have to choose who gets the promotion or something like that if you're a person in control. And you may be agonizing over it. If you're the person who is competing with others, and this person is kind of the one has all the power, who gets to decide who gets promoted or not, the outcome can be that either you realize what is truly important in the situation, or that there is like this thing being withheld where all the information is not in, and you don't really know the backstory of any kind of decision. So it may be something like, if you don't get what you were fighting for, you may jump to conclusions, but you don't know the whole story. However, for those of you who are in a position of authority, make sure that you're not encouraging people to duke it out amongst themselves, because it creates a lot of dissension, a lot of negativity. And anytime I see, I'm like against competition, and Aries is really Aries believes that competition is real, and Aries likes to compete. That's kind of like part of your whole thing, is to like to compete. But when you're in a position where you are the authority, it shouldn't be a question of encouraging this, because competition breeds a lot of, like I say, a lot of unrest and divisiveness within a group. And the other thing with the King of Wands is this can be father energy. Maybe you're a father and you have children who are engaged in more conflict than is usual, and you need a spiritual approach, perhaps. But if you're, maybe some of you are fighting over an estate of your late father's, and the high priestess is, what would Jesus do? You know, or just tuning into your higher self. Is this right? Do you really have a reason to fight? Or is it just adding more negativity to an already sad situation? Okay, well, that's very interesting. And so if you'd like a private reading, please click on the link below. My website is rainamoon.astrology.com. Otherwise, have a magical eclipse and first week in February. Bye, Aries.